Hi, my name is Grace Baroni, and welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. Today, I am delighted to have with me Juan Aarango from CMD Technologies. Juan, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Grace. It's a pleasure.
It's wonderful to have you here for so many reasons, but let's get started with CMD Technology.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you do at CM Technology. And for our audience who might not know who you are, even though your cars are everywhere,
Yep.
I love the way they're wrapped. Tell us a little bit about CMD Technology.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually had the privilege of coming on to CMD back in September of 2023. So CMD is an IT company. We service the IT needs for local companies between 3 to 100 employees. Mm-hmm. We're very spread out through the industry. So we do construction, dental, medical offices, professionals such as lawyers, CPAs, attorneys. So what makes us really great is that throughout the 40 years that we've been in industry, we've actually been a small business ourselves. So we understand what it's like to work with small businesses. So for me, being the only sales rep in the company has been truly a pleasure. I get to learn from our president, Charlie Christensen, on a day-to-day basis, and I get to meet people like yourselves and everyone else in the community that's been exceptional to me and welcoming into this industry.
Well, you are fabulous, and Charlie is wonderful. Love him to pieces, but you really have been a great addition, I feel, to the team. You're a great listener. You're very good at asking the right questions and listening to what it is that your customer is looking for. What are their struggles? What do they need you to help guide them? So you do really have a gift for that, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So let's talk about technology and, of course, all the challenges that everyone faces. It feels like we always have to be on like high alert,
Right.
Because the minute you get an email, I don't recall doing this in the past. You know, you get an email, you open it, but now it's like, oh, is that a real email? Is it fake? Should I click it? Should I not? What happens? Tell us about all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how we can be smarter.
Absolutely. So I think when it comes to technology, there's a little bit of a facade around it where it's IT is kind of a debt, right? It's something that you have to provide a lot of money to secure yourself with. And that's actually not the point of having an IT company and having a strong network, right? So what we like to do is we like to come in and be of value to your company. Because what a lot of people don't understand is that IT can be an investment. At first, there is a chunk of change that has to come out to set up a network, to create all these things that are going to protect you and your company. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the damage is actually done by internal employees, not knowing what to look for. Like you mentioned, the phishing emails, ransomware. A lot of people think that when it comes to IT and the damages that can be done, people have a thinking it's back in the early 2000s where we were dealing with antiviruses. Mm-hmm. And that's just not what we deal with anymore. You know, we deal with a lot of the ransomware. We deal with a lot of those phishing attacks, and those can be very damaging to a company. So the important thing for me is I never like to force anybody to do anything. I don't think that I really sell anything either. I think I give my clients the knowledge. And if they want to move forward with it, we're more than happy to help you. And if you don't, we're more than happy to be there if you do need us in the long run. I hope you never do, but if you do, we're there for you. So I think it's kind of that feeling where IT is more of an investment into saving you down the road, because the recovery of the damages that can be done to a good-sized company are very extensive, you know, and the cost of that can be very, very detrimental to some people.
Right. And there's the cost of it, but also your cost of time that you've now, I don't want to say wasted, but I can't find another word. So, But the time that you invested in trying to resolve the problem, where if you had been proactive and maybe had things in place, it would save you time. And time is so incredibly valuable for all of us, right?
Absolutely.
So I've heard you speak about Windows and it's coming. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as people may know, some of the processors like Windows 10, we've seen Windows 8, Windows 5 before. So Windows 11 is actually going to be coming out in October, which means that Windows is actually doing things a little differently than they're used to. Before, they would release the newest version and hold those up to date and continue patching and updating the old versions for quite some time. What they're doing now is they're actually putting Windows 10 to end of life come October. So what that means is that if your computers are on Windows 10 come October, you're actually going to fall out of compliance with a lot of whether it be your cybersecurity portion on your insurance, if you do businesses with insurance companies, business with banks, business with a lot of financial institutions, or HIPAA, you're actually going to fall out of compliance, and that's going to be detrimental to your business because a lot of people will turn away from you because you're not in compliance. And there are some system regulations that aren't what they used to be. So nowadays, your computer has to have a TPM chip, which is a trusted platform module chip. It's not something that we were used to seeing, but the sad part about it is Windows knew that they were doing this release, and they actually didn't start putting these chips into machines until 2023. So it's kind of a way of them forcing you to upgrade your machine, which it does suck for us as business owners, for the regular population, because you feel like you just did these things, right? And you shouldn't have to do them again. But unfortunately, that's the kind of space that we're in. So I always like to tell everybody when it comes to that, we're trying to put you in the best position possible. We don't want you to fall out of compliance. And I know that this is a tough conversation to have, but it's something that's inevitable and that we have to do.
Okay. It's on my list. Yeah. And you're right. It's not something any of us want to do, right. But we must do it if we want to continue to do business and not fall into the cracks with, the folks, banks, insurance, and so forth, everyone that you mentioned. And just to backtrack a little bit, when you said you don't like to think of yourself as a salesperson, I don't think of you as a salesperson. I think of you as a problem solver. Right. And that's what I like about working with you, is that you listen to everything someone has to say, and then you take all that information and help them find a solution to what it is that they need at that given time. Right. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And I need to mention that you are also an ambassador for the ERC5. So we are so fortunate to have you on our team. You are amazing at welcoming new members to the chamber and bringing new members on board. So we're very grateful for that. Tell us a little bit about other community involvements that you have.
Yeah, so other than the chamber, which has been an absolute blessing to me and helping me grow my career, I've met amazing people doing it. I've been able to participate in so many community events. Last year, I actually started our first charity golf tournament through CMD. So it's called CMD Drive for Charities. Okay. So this year we are doing our second one. It's going to be on August 9th. And it's just our way of giving back. We like I said, we're a small business as well. We've dealt with a lot of V-level, C-level people in the communities, and we've seen how the community has treated us, and that everybody has treated us so well. And I think that it was just time for us to give back to the local schools, to the local children, to the local business owners. We like to use it as an opportunity. It's not a business day. People don't understand owning a business is a 365-day thing. You don't get a day off. And we like to use CMD Drive for Charities as the possibility to invite business owners in for a day to get away from business, enjoy the community, enjoy all the good work and hard work you've done, and sit around alongside people that have been doing the same. And they understand the pains that you're going through, the struggles, and they understand what getting one day to just kick back and relax is. And it's truly amazing. We had a great outcome last year, and we're excited for this year.
That's fantastic. And so this is going to be a yearly tournament, and it's going to benefit various
charities. So this year we've decided to pick two charities. So we're going to be doing Christina's House. So they're located in Springfield. They have 3 locations. They do amazing work. They take in homeless mothers and their children, and they actually provide them with financial guidance and a plan to help them, where in 6 months after they move into the homes, they're actually stable. They've saved up $10,000. The kids have a 99% attendance rate at school. So it's not just about the mothers, but it's also about the kids. And what I think is most beautiful about it is the executive director, Carolyn. She actually went through the program. She was one of those mothers. So she understands what it's like to be these women and how to empower them to do these great things. And I think giving back to the community in that way, when you were in those footsteps, is truly amazing. And the other one that we decided to do was Hope for Youth and Families. So Hope for Youth and Families is an amazing organization. They help underprivileged kids, whether it be with tutoring, school, sports, opportunities that they wouldn't have on a regular basis. They're giving back. And it's truly amazing to be able to partner with them and try to give back to the local children.
That's fantastic. And that's what I love about our members at the ERC5, and what I love about CMD Technology. Always looking for a way to elevate others within the community. How can we give back and support and do good things for someone else. We've been fortunate enough, and now we want to support others. I think that is fabulous, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
And of course, it's great that you're on that golf committee, because not only are you an ambassador, you're on our events committee, and you're focusing in on our golf tournament as well. So we're very glad to have you on board for that.
I love it. Thank you.
We love having you with us. So what is your favorite part about your position with CMD?
I think it's my ability to grow within where I am at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of a little background on me. I came from the restaurant industry when I was really young. I started at 16. I was managing a restaurant here locally in Somers, Connecticut by the time I was 18. And I got to a point in my life where I said, this isn't for me. So I decided to join the military. And that was great, and I came back home and I was kind of stuck in a position where a lot of military members are, where it's like, what do you do now?
Mm-hmm.
I knew I didn't want to go back into the restaurant industry, but I had the people skills and the communication skills that I developed from that. And I plugged away, I interviewed, and I remember sitting down and I said, the only thing I'm going to have the opportunity to be is a police officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the skills that I was bringing from the military really didn't transition over to civilian life. And I remember I'm on Indeed one day and I ran across CMD Technology Group. And I applied, and it was just on a whim. I would have taken anything that was brought to me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I met with Charlie, and it was amazing. And I think the best part about it was that Charlie helped me understand my true potential. He never treated me like I was a young kid or treated me like an inexperienced salesman. Since day one, he treated me like his right hand. He wanted me to learn the industry, and it was an industry that I was very unfamiliar with, especially technology. I knew how to use an iPhone, and that was about it. So being able to sit with him day by day and learn for the first 6 months
Mm-hmm.
and meet these amazing people really took a lot for me, and it made me feel like part of the family at CMD. It really did, and it helped me grow tremendously. So I think the best thing that I have now with the ERC5, with CMD, is being able to meet young entrepreneurs or young professionals like myself
Mm-hmm.
that feel like they're in that position, and telling them, hey, if you put in the work, you'll get there. A lot of people think that being rich has to do with being financially stable, and it doesn't. I really do feel rich because the place where I work doesn't feel like work. It feels like I'm going in and I'm with my family every day. I enjoy what I do. When I go home, my family's taken care of, and everything makes me feel rich in life right now, because it's just everything's going the way that I've always dreamt of it to go, and it's because of the opportunities that I was given through ERC5, through CMD, and I just taken those and kind of went with them. And it's worked in my favor, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, you are truly blessed when you can say that I love the work I do and it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
So I applaud you and Charlie. You've got a great mentor in Charlie, and I wish you continued success. And I appreciate you coming on here today. So for our viewers, if they're looking to get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to do so?
Absolutely. You can always go online and look us up on cmdweb.com. Mm-hmm. You can email me directly at juana@cmdweb.com, or you can text me or call me at 413-519-6248.
Okay. Juan, thank you again. Appreciate having you here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege.
And we'll have to have you revisit so we can let everyone know how we've all adapted to Windows.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And thank you to our audience who are tuning in for joining us for today's conversations with the ERC5. If you'd like to be the next guest here at Stonegate Studios in Wilbraham, go to our website, erc5.com, and you can sign up there.